Hi and welcome to this backbending yoga class. This is a flow to work towards kapotasana, which is the full expression of pigeon pose. We often refer to pigeon pose as being this, that we would do in a regular yoga class, but this is in fact a preparatory pose for kapotasana, which is a backbend. Whether you are working towards that, which is quite a challenging pose and requires a lot of flexibility and strength in the back body, or whether you just really want to open up your heart and build flexibility in the back, this is going to be a great flow for you. So I really hope that you enjoy it. We'll get started today on our backs. Come to lying down. If you have a block, then grab one and place it underneath your lower back. So already here, as we ground into the practice, we're going to start opening up the spine. So find that bony plate at the bottom of your spine. Move around until it feels good to lie on the block. Sometimes when I do this, my lower back pops and it feels so good. So don't be alarmed if that happens to you. If it doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can do this without the block, of course. Just start lying in this position, relaxing into the mat. Breathing now. Focusing on that breath. Remembering that our yoga practice is always guided by the breath. The breath is always the most important aspect of our asana practice. Without the breath, it's not yoga. Now I invite you to set an intention for your practice, something you associate with the heart space. When we open up our hearts, we often feel confident, grateful, full of self-love or love for others. Maybe a sense of abundance. So choose one of those feelings that you associate with the heart space and with these backbending postures. And just breathe with that intention now. Also know that when we're working towards these more challenging postures, or they might be called advanced asana, that with practice everything will come as long as we continue listening to our bodies rather than our egos. Always practice with love and with patience for yourself, never pushing further than feels right, deeply right to you on a given day. So now you can walk your feet in and remove the block if you had it there under your back. Start to tuck your tailbone and squeeze your glutes together. Keep your knees parallel. So we're lifting into a low bridge position here and starting to switch on those core muscles to support us in our back bends. Inhale as you lower the hips and hover them off the mat. Exhale as you lift them up, tucking the tailbone, squeezing through those inner core muscles, hugging the lower rib cage in. Inhale, dip the hips down. Exhale, squeeze through the glutes and thighs to lift you up. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. And good. And relax. Nice. Relax the back into the mat and then hug the knees into the chest. We'll take a little bit of a rock, switching on your Mula Bandha here. Engage your pelvic floor, engage your core. We'll switch it on a little more by sitting back into a boat position. Draw your lower belly in, draw your pelvic floor up. Mula Bandha, the root lock. This is so important to support us when we're working on deep flexibility, especially in the spine. Inhale here. Exhale, sit back onto your lower back for a low boat position. Inhale, lift to half boat. Exhale, sink back. Inhale, lift. And again. These core exercises are so important to practice before deep back bends to really support our spines. And relax. Hug your knees. And then come forward over the legs and sit back into a child's pose. Relax your forehead down. From your child's pose, inhale, peel forward, come up to a tabletop position and then walk the knees back. So you're in like a knee plank position and then lower yourself down onto your belly. Bring your fingers under your shoulders. Start to squeeze through the upper back. Engage your shoulder blades. Inhale, lift, cobra, bhujangasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale and lift. Exhale, fold forward. Connect with the upper back. Those upper back muscles are lifting you, not the hands. Even do this without the hands. And the head is being carried by that strength in the upper back as well. Good. And relax. Good. Now walk the elbows forward for a sphinx position. Tuck your tailbone down and then release your belly onto the mat. Start to hug your chest between the upper arms. So really trying to get into the mid and upper spine here. Lower back is in a neutral position, so we're not overextending into the lower back. We're trying to find that openness in the chest. You can lift your elbows now for a seal position as you continue to shine your heart between the upper arms. Imagine you had a thread attached to your chest, pulling you forward through the heart space. Breathe space into the front of the body. Inhale. And exhale here. Bow it down. Bring your forehead to your hands. And then press from there back to your tabletop and walk the hands forward. Take a deep breath in, we'll come to puppy pose. Hips stay over the knees as we sink the chest down to the mat. If this is enough, maybe grab your block or just place your forehead on the mat. If you feel quite open in the chest already, you can bring yourself down onto the chest and chin. Trying to keep those hips back over the knees. Keep swirling the underarms towards the mat. And breathe wherever you are in this puppy position, opening up the chest towards the floor. Breathing fully. Come back to your intention. Practice with patience. Practice with love. Good, and that's enough. Rest. Bring your forehead down. Bring your arms by your sides. And then take the elbows alongside the ears, as close to the head as you can. And then bend the elbows, bringing the palms together to a prayer position. Thumbs come to the back of the neck. Breathe as you stretch out the shoulders. You can walk the elbows forward a little bit for more of a stretch. Good. And then extend the arms. Plant the hands flat. Lift through tabletop. And as you exhale, find downward dog. Just finding that nice strong downward dog. Press the floor away. Stretch out the backs of the legs. And now as you inhale, create space across your upper back, round through the upper back, roll forward to plank. And then lift the hips, bending the knees as much as you need to come back to downward dog through a back bend. Inhale, bring it forward, roll through the spine. Think of a cat spine as you come forward and a cow spine as you move back to downward dog. And again, inhaling, roll forward. Exhaling, lift the hips, send it back. And again, coming forward and moving back. Nice. Finding your downward dog now. As you inhale, lift your left leg high, keep the hips square. Then bend your left knee as you look forward. Imagine you could reach your left toes to your head. And then scoop the left knee forward underneath you and bring the foot to the center of the mat. Bring your right knee down. Good. Reconnect with Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor. And then lift into Anjaneyasana. Low lunge. Stretch up through the fingers. Keep strong through that lower body. Imagine tucking your tailbone here. If this is enough, stay here. If you could start to open up through the chest without putting pressure on your lower back, look to your thumbs. Inhale. Exhale, lift back to center. And then we'll bend the elbows, bring the thumbs to the back of the neck. Inhale, reach the fingers high. Exhale, bring the thumbs to the back of the neck, bending the elbows. Lower rib cage in the whole time. Good, and lift again, and then place your right hand down on the mat. Use your left hand to open your left knee out. Take a few deep breaths. Maybe turn your body towards that left side. Good, and then bring your left elbow to your left knee. Turn the palm up, and then bring your right foot towards you. Turn the fingers over the front of the foot. As you inhale, draw the heel away from you. As you exhale, pull it in. We're stretching that right hip flexor. Inhale, away from you. Exhale, pull it in. A couple more with the breath. Nice, and extend. Bring the hands to the mat. Step your left foot back. Inhale in your plank. Shift the shoulders forward and then lower into chaturanga. Lift into upward facing dog. Shine the chest forward. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Good. Deep breath in. Long exhale out. Inhale, right leg lifts. Then bend the knee as you look forward. Imagine you could touch your right toes to your head. And then bring it forward. Step it lightly between the hands. Bring your left knee down. Hug your lower belly away from your front thigh. Bring the hands together and rise up into Anjaneyasana. Maybe stay here. Maybe gaze up to your thumbs and draw that line along the ceiling. Gazing back behind you, opening up through the heart and the center of the body. Inhale. Exhale, come out, bend the elbows, bring the thumbs to the back of the neck. Hug that lower rib cage in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, thumbs to the back of the neck. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it down. Squeeze the elbows in towards the center. And release. Bring your left hand down. Bring your right hand to your right knee and twist towards that right side. Breathe. Good, and then turning back towards the front. Place your right elbow onto the right knee and then reach back for your left foot. You could use a strap here if you can't reach the foot. Turn your fingers over the top of that left foot. Inhale as you let the left heel peel away from you, and then exhale as you hug it towards you. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, hug it in. And last one. Good, and release, place the hands down, step back to plank. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. As you breathe in now, the left leg lifts, bend the left knee, open the left hip out this time, and then drop the left foot all the way behind you. Sit the hips down, gaze towards the back of the mat, and then lift the hips high, opening up into wild thing. Stretch back, look towards the top edge of the mat, open up the front side body, and then with an exhale, bring it through. Bring the left hand down, step your left foot all the way forward and underneath the right arm for a fallen triangle. Stretch your right arm overhead, find that length through the right side body. Good, and then place your right hand down, place your left foot into the center of the mat and lift your right thigh towards the sky. Rise up here into high crescent lunge. You can interlace the fingers again here. We'll take a bind. Bring your right elbow down and place the back of the right hand on your upper back. Left fingers reach down for the right fingers. Maybe they don't reach, maybe your hands just press into the upper back, or you interlace the fingers and press your head into the left elbow. Open up the chest here. Breathe fully into that heart space. With an exhale, unbind. Bring the hands to the mat. Step back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Exhale, release. With your inhale now, stretch the right leg up. Bend the knee, open the hips out to the right side. Bring it all the way behind you with control. Sit the hips down, look towards your left foot, and then stretch up, wild thing. Open the chest, open up that right shoulder. And on an exhale, place the right hand down with control, scoop the left knee, the right knee forward, and then swivel over to that fallen triangle on the other side. Right foot steps as far forward and out as it can. Reach up and over with the left arm. Find that side body length. And then the left hand comes down, step your right foot to the center. Inhale, rise up, high crescent lunge. Notice if the weight is going into that lower back, pull up your pelvic floor, your lower belly, and find that strength in this pose. Find the openness in your chest. And then take the bind the other way. Left arm goes down, right arm goes up. Head presses into the upper right arm. Open up the chest even more here if that feels okay for you. Inhale. Exhale, unbind. Plant the hands, step back to plank. Deep inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Full inhale. Long exhale. Good. Inhale, stretch your left leg up. Again, bend the knee, open the hip out to the side. Find wild thing. Left hand comes down and then reaches back behind you. Open up the chest even more. Then place it down. The left hand comes down. Left knee goes through underneath you for fallen triangle. Stretch the right side body. Lift the hips. Now bring the right fingers down, step your left foot into the center. Rise up, high crescent lunge. Little different this time, open your back foot out. Come to warrior two. sit low into the hips. Then we'll bring the hands to heart center. Sit down into your right ankle for skandasana. Open up that left inner thigh. Good, and then we'll walk it around to the top edge of the mat, back into your high lunge. From here, we're going to float forward and balance on that front foot. Lift up into your stalk position, right knee comes into the chest, and then reach around with both hands for that right foot. Starting to open up the heart space here, let the shoulders come back, lift the foot for a two-handed dancer's pose. Feel that strength in your right glute and hamstring. So we're not just leaning forward, we're kicking into the hands with that right foot. And then you can lift back into your stalk position. Step back to your lunge and flow it out. Bring the hands down, step back to plank. Take your vinyasa and press it back to downward facing dog. Good, deep breath in. Smooth exhale. And now for that right side. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Bend the right knee, open it out into your wild thing. Lift it high, open up even more through the front body. And then bring the right hand down, scoot the right knee forward and step it through. Fallen triangle, lift the hips. Breathe fully. Bring your left hand down, step your right foot to the middle. Inhale and rise up to high crescent lunge. Deep breath in. And from there we'll open to warrior two. Stretch into the fingers. Tuck your tailbone. Bring your palms together. Turn your left foot to the back slightly and sit down into skandasana, the side lunge. Open up that left hip. Stay lifted through the chest. Good, and then walk it around to your high lunge at the top edge of the mat, ready to balance. Lift up into stalk. Lift the left knee. And then kick back from that left glute. Lift the heel high so that you can reach for the foot. Stretch back through the shoulders and kick the foot into both hands. Stretching back the arms and opening up the heart. Keep that left knee lifting as high as it can. Try to breathe. And then lift that left knee in, and we'll just this time step to the mat. Breathe. Come back to your heart space. Come back to your intention. And then stand up on your knees. We're going to prepare for kapotasana with a camel pose. So, first of all, in your kneeling position, walk your knees a little wider than we normally would. And just connect with yourself, connect with how your spine is truly feeling right now. If you are feeling any kind of pinching or crunching in the lower back, please listen to your intuition, listen to what is going on in the body. Recognize if fear that is coming up in these back bends is just mental or it's because of something physical that we need to pay attention to. This is your practice. Bring your hands to heart center, gaze up. Tuck the tailbone and squeeze the glutes. Then begin to look back. Keep looking back until you see the wall behind you. Maybe stay here, practice strengthening through the glutes and the thighs. Maybe you can reach straight down for the heels. Fingers on the outsides, thumbs on the insides. Keep pressing your hips forward and creating volume in your chest. Breathe fully through the nose. And see if you can be strong enough in the back body to lift the hands onto your chest again and lift back up. Sit back to the heels. Take a moment for your spine to be neutral again. Breathe fully. So you may like to come to a wall. One way we can practice coming into kapotasana is to lean back and then walk our hands back along the wall as low as that feels okay to do. So if you still feel quite far away from the floor when we're practicing camel pose, come to the wall now and walk back. If you're ready to practice a full kapotasana, bring your hands to heart center, squeeze your glutes, gaze up, eyes lead, lean back, open up the chest, lean back even more. And when you see your toes, start to reach down for your feet. Maybe you reach the mat, maybe you can grab your heels. Maybe you're here in a prep position. Maybe you feel okay in the shoulders to bring your elbows to the mat and open up that front side body. Stay strong through the glutes and the hamstrings. Create that volume in your chest. Come out when you need to, squeezing the glutes, leaving the eyes till last. Sit back to the heels, tuck your tailbone under. Take that moment. Resist the urge to fold forward or to twist. Just keep your spine long. Smile. Whatever version of any position you've come to today, smile. Be grateful to yourself for this practice, for stepping on your mat today. It is all enough. You might like to practice again if you're feeling really good and you would like a second round. Otherwise, we're going to come down gently to our backs. Bring the soles of the feet together. Roll back, using your core to lower you to the floor. Open up the hips, Supta Baddha Konasana. Maybe your arms open into a diamond shape as well. Breathing fully. Enjoy it. So much intense sensation in the body and in the mind can come up when we're practicing these very deep back-bending asana. And then there's this sweet feeling of release when we come out. Like we've awakened the spine. There's so much hidden in there that needs to be unlocked. When you're ready, use your hands to gently bring your knees back in, and you can hug them to your chest as long as that feels good. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. And then bring your right ankle to your left knee. Move the hips to the right side of the mat, and then drop your figure of four position over to that left side for a twist variation. Maybe turn your head to the opposite side. And then when you're ready, uncross the legs, move your hips into the middle and bring your left ankle to your right knee. Move your hips to the left side. Take that figure of four over to the right. Breathe into your belly. From there, uncross your left leg, move your hips back into the middle and extend your legs out along the mat. Bring your hands down by your sides, tuck the shoulders underneath you. Finding savasana, the corpse position. Let your breath be natural. Let your mind be still and free from all concerns. Let your body totally spread and sink into the mat. Give yourself these few moments of complete stillness. Now, when you're ready, draw your feet together, stretch your arms back behind you, lengthen the body out along the floor. Then turn to your side, rest on your side. And when you're ready, press yourself sideways up to that comfortable seat. Cross your legs. Breathe in and exhale. Come back to the intention you set at the start. Fill up your heart space with that feeling, gratitude, abundance, self-love, confidence, pride. Thank yourself for practicing today. Thank yourself for persevering, for practicing with patience. Bring your hands to heart center in a prayer position. Bow your head. Thank yourself for practicing yoga today. Namaste. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Let me know how you got on with capo in the comments. I would love to hear. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more yoga tutorials for all different levels, all different times, all different seasons. I hope you have the most beautiful day, and I will see you very soon.